Damien Harris finished RB13 last year, 202 rush attempts, 929 yards, 15 touchdowns, 18 receptions, 20 targets, 132 yards, 0 touchdowns through the air. Thoughts on Damien Harris?
Damien Harris is another one of those guys who, if you're going with that zero RB approach, he's a guy that you at least have to look at, right? Traditionally, we tell you beware of the Patriots running back room, but I thought Damien Harris did a nice job. Derek, I know you had him last year and you were really happy with, your ability to stick him in that flex position and to get some consistency out of that. And I think part of it was he found a good running mate. I know we're going to talk about Stevenson here in just a second, but as far as Damien Harris goes, I am less weary of Damien Harris than I have been in a Patriots running back in a long time. There is a really good chance that I will take a couple seconds or a couple minutes leading up to my pick to see if that's really the decision I want to make to go with my team this year.
So I think the question that you have to ask yourself when you're coming up to Damien Harris, obviously last year, the 930 yards, 929, that I feel like is a solid number. Like, I feel like that's achievable again, flirting with 1,000 yards. Is he going to get 15 rushing touchdowns again next year? Like, do you feel like that is something that can be achieved? Is that something that can be repeated? What is that touchdown number going to be? Because it feels like the rushing attempts and the yards, that's going to be that feels like that can be replicated. Will the touchdowns be replicated? And that's the question you have to ask. I think Damien Harris is a fine pick. He's a fine pick for where he's going. Again, it's the New England offense, and you have to be mindful of that. But you're right, Kevin, and with the younger quarterback, right, with Mac Jones there at quarterback, it's a run-first team. It's a run the ball, shorten the game, get your defense out there to make a stop. That's how Bill Belichick wants to win football games. So
it's interesting to see how many folks are kind of out on Damien Harris and how many folks are in for Javonte Williams on that one, who both running backs have very similar situations that they're kind of coming back to. Both of them had very, very similar statistical outputs last year. Both of them right around 200 yards rushing. Both of them right around 200 attempts and 900 yards rushing the ball. The big difference was the 10 touchdowns there. And Damien Harris, who the Patriots last year were 7th in total points for. Like, they put up an absolute monster when it came to total points for the team. And I don't know that that's going to change much. I think that they're going to, again, they're going to play behind that defense. They're going to be efficient there. They're going to come out. They're going to score points on that one. And Bill Belichick, to Kevin's point, does love to run the ball. Last year, Damien Harris inside the 5 zone saw 16 rush attempts inside the 5 zone, 9 of those turning into touchdowns. And he saw 30 attempts inside the 10, 11 of those 14 touchdowns that he scored coming from 10-yard and in rush attempts. So this wasn't a guy that was having to break monster runs to get into the end zone rushing the ball. The Patriots are going to get down into the red zone. They're going to ground, they're going to pound, and they're going to just put the ball in on the ground if they can. And so I like Damien Harris from that aspect. He tends to kind of be that 1-2 thumper running down there and just puts the ball in the end zone, has the nose for the end zone. So I like him. I do kind of think that draft position may be a little bit rich right now at RB25.